Mighty Sigmar, savior of the Empire.
Sigma?
Give me strength.
Or Sigmar?
Though I dedicated my life to eradicating it, it feeds, it grows, devouring all. There must be a final answer to halt its advance. But the tide of war seems endless.
Oh no, the Orcs.
The brutal, unthinking bloodlust of the greenskins. The twisted ambitions of the undead.
I feel like I read in a comment somewhere that there are still like vampires in 40k as well.
Dwarven kingdoms stand with us. Truly, what hope is there? Against countless horrors that cannot be named, let alone fought by mortal means. And yet all this is nothing.
Excuse me?
What is to come.
You okay, bro?
It whispers and roars in. The dark it is. Against us it is. It is unstoppable. I am unstoppable. I see it now. The beasts that will devour the world.
Oh, rip, dude. I guess he got corrupted or something. Our rules have changed. And of course, we gotta have our dragons. Total War Warhammer. I don't really have any context behind Warhammer Fantasy, just what I know from our dives into 40k, and I know that there are some similarities here, but when he said at the beginning there, was it like Sigma or Sigmar? I know that there are like other gods as well in fantasy, like more gods than there are in 40k. Is that right? I don't know, correct me in the comments. But what I do know is that there was a more recent Warhammer game that came out, which was Age of Sigmar, or something like that. Maybe that was referring to whatever that Sigmar is, but really solid first trailer. As a strategy game player, I really want to play it, but I also feel like I would suck so bad at Warhammer.
I am Karl Franz, and I was born into this world. Just
Yikes.
Like you, a world of unceasing war and endless terrors. But
Feel
with a
bad for you,
nation
man.
of men at its heart, a bastion of hope and courage. The Empire. Led by the craven, torn apart by the greedy, weakened and exposed, forever on the defense. But
Yeah, there it is, Sigmar.
Now, we unite to purge the evil that dare confront us. Follow me, and we will banish this darkness. I swear this as your emperor.
Music is amazing as always.
Ready arms!
And we got our like siege weapons. I think they're called like what? Monster class units or something? Because I know the other races, I've seen some of the other races have those like the giant units like this, which are probably in the same category. And yeah, these would be like cavalry units, right? Okay, yeah. I kind of see the gameplay here. What is this, like some sort of hero unit? Yeah. Rest in peace, man. Nice try. That's a sick looking mount. But of course we have to have our own. Yeah, for Sigmar. Who's Sigmar? Oh, let's see if it was already mentioned and I missed it somehow. But that was a really good trailer. I can kind of see the gameplay developing from there, just from like the little small snippets that I know of it. Of like, you know, the frontline melee units bashing it out, and then like the large units that are like a different class, meant to like break through certain areas, and then you got your cavalry units that are hiding on the side in order to flank the enemy, which would probably give you some sort of like attack bonus, or maybe break them. Then of course you have like your hero units and your lord units, right? Going around the battlefield and casting their massive AoE spells or whatnot. And if that is like the case, then it was a good showcase of the mechanics of the game being implemented into a cinematic trailer. Dwarves.
Something stirs in the World's Edge Mountains.
It's a pretty epic voice. Yeah, you might not want to be there.
Death comes to the Dwarven realms.
Is that like a little airplane? Rip, dude. I understand the feeling. I played plenty of horror games. Is that like a goblin? They're riding the spiders. Damn.
In the centuries I have been High King. Our enemies have thought us weak. Cowards, hiding in the deepest, darkest places. Fools. Every wrong is recorded. Every slight against us. Page after page, etched in blood. Clan Gunnison, Carrick Peaks, Joseph Bookman. The Urks must pay. Let them come.
Here we go. I'm gonna assume that maybe like the dwarves are really good at defensive gameplay. If they're like your usual like fantasy dwarves. Really heavily armored units. But pretty slow moving. Obviously because of the stubby legs too.
One wrong put right. But the great book of grudges remains full.
Throwing in a little bit of a horror aspect there. From what one of our members was telling me, I think like the orcs and maybe there's like goblins and whatnot, they're kind of like collected under the name of Greenskin. Is that right? Because the little guy who was riding the spider didn't really look like a gigantic orc. I'm assuming that maybe it's like a minor faction underneath that label that might be like allied with gigantic spiders. Which of course in your fantasy game you gotta have gigantic spiders, right? Using them as some sort of mounted unit, I'm sure. But what I'm wondering here is, if you select like a particular faction and depending on their lore, would they have some sort of combat bonus against a particular other faction? I'm thinking gameplay wise though, you'd probably have to like spec into that specifically. Like there's probably some sort of level up system for your lord characters and how you want to build them.
To the ordinary, we are unknowable.
You are dead. 100%.
Corrupted. Rightly feared.
Ooh. What is that?
You cannot understand our origins, our motives.
Nani? Who are these? Chaos Space Marines?
Realization that we are not fallen.
It's kind of like a Minotaur, but also a Centaur?
Ascended.
What is that? Chaos Warriors. Okay, well, Chaos Marines. Close enough. Okay. This is probably like an overview of the map, right?
Oh, almighty Grimgor Iron. it troubles me to trouble you.
Just get to the point.
While you're
Oh my god.
the lads are wondering who's next.
Everyone.
What about Angrim's lot? Those ginger stunties down at the Slayer Keep. It's a bit of a slog, but it'll be worth it. Umis then? I bet those pretty little cities burn lovely.
Ooh. Is there like actual siege gameplay too? Like you have to climb up your siege towers and over the walls?
Towers building there, bigger and spikier than normal. Time to move, boss. Time to fight. Give the order. Yeah, the order. Say it, say it.
You gotta deserve that, not gonna lie. What I know of the orcs from 40k is that they're pretty much the comedic relief characters. I mean, they can be pretty savage, and I myself, while playing Space Marine, have been beaten to the ground by some of them. I don't know if that's the case when it comes to the orcs in fantasy. They seem to be a bit more serious here, if I'm to believe what this trailer is suggesting to me. But yeah, let me know. Bad news bears, man. Gonna get ambushed.
You are far from home, witch.
Witch Hunter. Is that like a particular class?
Show yourself, von Karstein.
Damn. I was expecting Hot Lady. Instead, I got that. Undead forces. Definitely a vampire. The spectral like knights, pretty cool, man. Kind of like that.
Warhammer will soon fall, and the rest of your pathetic cities will follow.
Oh, I just noticed, is that like a giant walking bat? I guess that's their monster unit.
All those that oppose me will die and rise again as my puppets. The undead fear nothing.
How do you kill something that's already dead? Good shot. But of course, there's always a bigger fish.
Where are thy allies? Hiding beneath the mountain? For the dark is my realm. The grave, my throne.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for you.
For I am the true and rightful ruler of the Empire. Thine brave corpses will make a fine addition to my
Oh, necromancy? Ooh. That would actually be kind of OP. So, I mean, there's obviously got to be some mechanic to balance that. What I'm assuming is that that's some sort of game mechanic where you can spend a resource in order to use the enemy's corpses to resupply your army, right? I know that there are like different units, and then you could stack your units into armies, and they have like their own health bars and whatnot. I wonder if that will like heal their health bar, or it would just give you a new unit at full health or something like that. But yeah, I mean, the undead are pretty cool. The ones that I do know of, and I would probably play, I don't know if they're gonna show up in this first game. I think they're in the second game, is the lizard dudes who are riding giant dinosaurs. That's just pretty cool.
A place of beauty and darkness.
Is this beautiful? I don't think so, man.
Of the Badlands. Arid. Scorched. Home to war-hungry orcs. North, then, past the petty fiefdoms of the border princes and through Blackfire Pass. The mountains. Once home
Not looking
to
too
many
good.
dwarfs. Their numbers dwindle, but some holds remain strong. To the underways. The great roads below, now plagued by greenskins.
Yeah, greenskins. Okay.
And here lies the lands of men and the Empire. Each city a refuge, bastions of light flickering in the dark. To the east, there is only darkness. For the dead
Undead.
do not rest easily in Sylvania. over the Grey Mountains, fair Bretonnia. An easy ally, or perhaps an enemy.
Who's to say?
So to the far north, the ice-gripped realm of Norsca lies in the shadow of a twisted power. Change is coming.
Twisted power. Maybe the Chaos units?
Must conquer this world before others take it.
Looks like that was to sort of showcase the map, right? Which leads me to believe that it's a static map. If that's the case, then I guess whatever faction you pick, it would be on the same map, but just have a different starting position. But if the game is designed like that, then there would just be some factions that you start in a really bad position in, and it would just be harder to play. I don't know exactly how old the first game is, but I don't think they had any like procedurally generated things going on in this game, right?
For the first time, the Total War series is giving you a fantasy world to conquer.
Looks freaking epic.
4 races are at war. Who will you lead?
Might be fun if I knew how to play. I'm sure there's a pretty big learning curve here.
Well-trained with unstoppable cavalry. The savage greenskins. A brutal tide of fang and muscle. Stout dwarfs, all but unbreakable in battle and unmatched in close combat.
Okay. So yeah, they do have like different strengths and weaknesses.
Bloodlust of the vampire counts. Ranks of undead infantry without remorse or fear. Epic fantasy battle on a scale you've never experienced. Choose your side and conquer this world.
I wonder what faction I would play. Maybe the dwarves? Not really my style, but...
War comes. I can smell it.
Is this the same guy? On the first one? I can't really tell.
The old world teeters on a blade's edge, but a steadying hand may yet save it. Is that my role? Alas, nothing is grand. I am merely a humble advisor to Grimgor Ironhide, the most brutal of Black Orcs. Even that bestial intellect recognized a use in me.
Oh,
Now
I just realized.
As we travel south, laying waste to the stunted and rival orc tribes alike.
Is this old guy just like the in-game tutorial? He's the dude that tells you to move your units here and build stuff in a particular order.
Master of Black
Maybe.
Crag challenges his superiority. Grimgor stands to take the whole of the old world as his prize. But first, he must vanquish Rodgott and take Black Crag as his new capital.
Everybody wants to take out the dwarves, man.
They say there is honor in battle. They are
Is there? Yeah.
We fight for the Emperor, but the blood we spill serves another. More Lord of
Yo.
Death, keep our souls, lest they fall prey to him. Beyond the world, he waits atop a throne of skulls.
Hey, you know what? This is a little more intriguing. Tasty.
All blood is only borrowed. Once shed, it must return.
That looks pretty awesome. Alright, I've heard that there's like some sort of separate DLC if you want to see blood in the game. I don't know for which Warhammer game that was, but I think that was the case. I'm assuming that was the trailer for whatever that was, the DLC or maybe like a free update, hopefully. But I find it odd that they wouldn't just include that in the game to begin with, as like a toggleable option. But maybe something else comes along with it, who knows. The Chaos Soldiers. That's definitely a Minotaur, right? Yeah. He's seen us. Look at these idiots. Sitting around having a good time. They don't even know what's coming. The horses know. Oh my. Now that's a big boy. Rip. Trespasser. Did you think that he would let you get to it? Call of the Beastmen. New faction? Seem to be like defenders of the forest and whatnot because of the Trespasser line. But I would imagine the elves would be that. Although, I guess we haven't seen any elves in this first game. I know that they're in fantasy. Like, any good fantasy story has to have some sort of elf race, right?
'Twas a twin-tailed comet that heralded Sigmar's coming.
Heralded Sigmar's coming?
But
What?
not every celestial body is ever.
What is Sigmar? Who?
when darkness falls. There are those that turn to the light. And those that would embrace the shadows.
Hellman Gorst. What a name.
The faithful and the dead have been at war for centuries. Now, at its zenith, a victor must emerge.
Bunch of shirtless men. Why? Corpse card? Knights of the Blazing Sun. Like different names for different units. The Mortis Engine.
Soldiers of light and fearsome abominations. A host of new combatants answer the call. Only one can win in this ageless war. Karak 8 Peaks. Queen of the Silver Depths. What riches lie beneath the mountain?
The Dwarven structures always look so impressive.
Horrors.
I kind of love that they're all tiny helicopters.
But the dwarfs do not forget. A warrior king returns to take his ancestral throne from a cruel and cunning warlord, hitherto unchallenged.
Is that a squig? I hate squigs.
What
Oh my
fate
God.
awaits them in the darkness?
I've had enough of them in 40k. Space Marines specifically. It's just a little guy. A war boss. And a rune lord. You just cast magic, I guess. Not the squig herd, man. Worst nightmare. At least they're not carrying dynamite in their jaws this time around. Actually, I feel like that would be a really good unit to have. There was like a bunch of soldiers just clumped up. Just send one of those squigs in. Devastating.
The deepwood stirs. The chill winds of winter
Here we go. The elves.
are past. And the season of war is here.
Ah, and it's these guys.
Our hunters.
Gotcha.
And the forest is our home.
They're riding, what, deer? Elk? I don't know my animals.
Or betide those foolish enough to threaten it.
Of course. What do they call them in Warhammer Fantasy? Treants? Ents?
But we
Well, damn. The Wild Hunt. Realm of the Wood Elves. I am very scared right now because we've seen plenty of titles underneath this Total War Warhammer, and that suggests to me that this is all DLC. How expensive is this gonna be? I feel like I've seen the collective price when they're not on sale for Total War Warhammer 3 at least, and that yeah, that's a lot. But cool, yeah, we do actually have the elves here in the first game. I wonder what their kind of like twist is, because once again, like, this is my first time really seeing anything from Warhammer Fantasy, and I don't know anything about the factions. I should probably do a video on that at some point.
I give my body, heart, and soul to the lady whom I seek. No plea for help shall find me wanting. No obstacle will stand before me.
What is this accent? Oh my.
No evil
Lady of the Lake kind of
will
deal.
taint the lands bequeathed unto me. When the clarion call is sounded, I will ride out and fight in the name of liege and lady. That which is sacrament, I shall preserve. That which is sublime, I will protect. That which threatens, I will destroy. For my holy wrath.
That probably shouldn't have been as funny as it was.
Honor is all. Chivalry is all.
Nani?
Rejoice, for we, the knights
You have
of
your own
Bretonnia,
ghost units too?
will be your shield.
Bretonnia. Bro. When that bat walked over and kind of just bitch left the guy. Oh man. But there is something to be said about the whole knight aesthetic. Apologies if it's hard to understand me sometimes. Ever since I got these braces in, it's been kind of tough to say anything correctly. But yeah, like I can see the appeal of playing the humans, but for me it's like, if I'm playing a fantasy game, I want to go all out. Being the humans feels a little bit boring, but for those of you guys who might play the human faction, let me know what's interesting about them, because I'm sure that they would have to have something that's a little bit unique to them rather than just being some dudes in armor.
We seek the monsters that you fear the most. We chase the nightmares that haunt your cowardly dreams. The deadlier the prey, the more we exult in the hunt, the more we honor our
This
gods.
voice is epic.
This harsh land breeds the savage, and we revel in it. The old world calls. Ripe for our taking. We fought monsters, and we became them.
Oh boy. Is this like their barbarian faction? Norsca. Yo, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I wasn't really sure what faction I was gonna play. Kind of leaning towards Chaos, but Norsca? Maybe? Maybe.